Nothing on this team has been fixed. In fact, it seems like some things are actually getting worse. Not the way we need to be going. Avs lose to the Ottawa Senators 5-2. Obviously, these losses are no fun, but that's not really the big issue I have. We said at the start of this season the main key for the Avalanche is to continue improving. And they're not doing that. In fact, they're going the other direction. The first period was another total snooze fest for the Avs, this one even worse than usual as they do not look like the better team. Ottawa is taking the play to them and they kind of just let it happen. The only good news is Ottawa didn't manage to score in the first. Of course, the Avs didn't either, and that includes a power play that just looked ugly for them. This theme keeps up at the start of the second and it goes downhill quickly. Before you even notice, the Avs are down 2-0. This play starts out as a pretty basic 2-on-2. Barry's going to take the man along the far boards, which creates a one-on-one situation for Johnson here. After the pull-up, a pass across gets through cleanly. Not really the best back check here, but it's not terrible. You'd like him to get into the passing lane, but things like this happen. You're still kind of okay here with Soderberg coming across to play Tierney. The problem is Barry has gotten completely burned in going to the net. Look at the separation created here by Tkachuk. As this puck comes back across, you're also going to see a pretty bad read from Varley. It's a pass all the way here. Varley goes down into the butterfly and does not push off, meaning he can't get back across to Tkachuk's side. He basically just tries to flop back over there. As the puck rolls around, it eventually slips in. If the Avalanche had league average defense and goaltending over this stretch, we'd probably be in a playoff spot by a good 10 points, having it all but locked up. Instead, we're in a playoff spot by a single point, which is a miracle in and of itself, but we'll talk more about that later. About a minute after that one, Ottawa adds their second. Ottawa has had the puck in the Avs zone for a good amount of time here. You can see all 5 Avs players fairly deep in their own zone. Ottawa's going to work that puck back up to Stone on the point. Stone's going to throw a shot at the net, and you can see it's the exact same problem as the first goal. Tkachuk is going to get position in front of the net. Both Calvert and Barry do nothing to stop him. The shot comes in, Tkachuk tips it, and it's past Varley. It's the same story. Every single goal this team gives up, every single game, for the umpteenth time, they're down 2-0 to one of the worst teams in the league. It's just ridiculous. And the problem is not only are they failing in these aspects over multiple games, they're failing to adjust within games. They keep doing the same things over and over, expecting a different result. The definition of insanity. If you're not able to adapt to what's coming against you in a game, it's going to be tough to win, and you probably don't deserve to be a playoff team. The Avs aren't even really able to mount much of a comeback in this one, as Ottawa would make it 3-0 off of yet another baffling defensive decision. First of all, Cole gets clean possession of the puck in the neutral zone and throws it up to forwards that are currently changing, so that makes things a bit messy, causing a turnover. As they enter the zone, you can see it's basically a 3-on-3 here. You have Jost as the third man. Fourth man coming in for Ottawa as well, so maybe a bit of an odd man rush, but you have Cole dealing with the puck carrier side and EJ dealing on the near side. It's pretty straightforward here. The puck is going to come across to that fourth man. For some reason, despite EJ being right here, Cole completely abandons his side of the ice to continue challenging the puck. To make matters worse, EJ doesn't recognize this and even stay with the man driving the net. He is also going to challenge the puck carrier. That leaves a gigantic hole from about the slot to all the way down over here. Puck slides across and it's a tap-in for Dzingel. I just can't even imagine why Cole decided to slide across the ice there. It didn't make any sense from any standpoint at all, and that brings us to the problem of the systems. Either the Avs defense is consistently failing to follow the systems, or the systems are just totally out of whack. I can't imagine the system is to abandon your half of the ice as a defenseman to go join your other one, so we're going to put this one on Cole. The problem is, we're well over halfway through the season now. These are system issues that you expect to see early in the season, but at this point in the season, you shouldn't be degrading like this when it comes to your systems. You should have everything locked down and on point. And it seems like that's what other teams the Avs are facing are doing. In fact, they're even adding on additions in places places to adapt to the Avs systems and take advantage of it. Meanwhile, the Avs are making the same mistakes and not adjusting at all. So you're down 3-0 halfway through the second now, and you knew the game was pretty much toast already. The Avs would end up adding on some more goals, their standard too little, too late procedures. The first one would come at the end of the second period, and this one was at least a bit more of a bright spot. Some good initial forecheck pressure by Nikita Zadorov, which is a little weird, but he does a great job working the man off the puck, allowing McKinnon to collect it and enter the zone. The initial chance by McKinnon ends up going wide here, but some good work by Rantanen eventually gets it back to McKinnon on the far side. McKinnon, recognizing that Ottawa now has all 5 skaters down in deep past the dots, works it back up high to Zadorov, who unleashes a missile on this one, and it ends up in the top corner. Honestly, Z was the Avs' best defenseman in this game. For a D-man known for having some consistency issues, he was easily the most consistent one throughout the 60 minutes. The Avs' top 4 basically consists of Ian Cole, Eric Johnson, Tyson Barrie, and Sam Girard most of the time. Sam Girard was fine. He's usually fine, but over the last month or so, he hasn't had the impact that we've wanted him to. All 3 of EJ Cole and Barrie have been horribly, horribly inconsistent to the point of basically single-handedly losing games. And it's tough to pinpoint too, because on any given night, they can be extremely solid. EJ has had very good games, so has Cole, and so has Barrie, so they can be good, just the consistency has completely evaporated, and I don't know what it is, I don't know what exactly they're struggling with, but it seems like something is not clicking with these systems and these defensemen. Either way, Avs head into the third down 3-1. The third period was hardly better. Ottawa had gone into a semi-turtle after they were up 3-0 in the second, but the Avs failed to really put the pressure on heavily in the early parts of the third. And just in case you thought anything silly was going to happen because Ottawa is such a weak team this year, well, this game is played on Matt Duchene's birthday, so you know what's coming. Another situation where the Avs have failed to clear their zone. You've probably noticed that theme over the course of this season. The Sens circle their zone, eventually throw a shot on net. It looks like it gets deflected on the way through, ends up bouncing off of the back wall. As per usual, the Avs have no defenders anywhere near their own crease. Who is near their own crease, though, is Matt Duchene. Varley, having not seen the shot, has gone down into the butterfly. It bounces hard on the far side, off of the backboards, and Duchene is waiting to collect the loose change. I don't know what you want me to say. Everything we've covered in this video is stuff that has happened in a number of games previously and we've already broken down. It's the same thing. Game was toast at that point. You do get a little bit of controversy after that as Matt Calvert scores a goal that ends up not counting. Here's the look. Much earlier in the play, Nilsson has pushed off of his left post here and knocked it out of its holder. So the net is off here. The problem is no one noticed it until after the Avalanche scored this goal. This is another one of those situations where, yes, according to the rulebook, the net off there, the play should be called dead and it should be a no goal. But at the same time, it wasn't called immediately, which takes the opportunity away from the Avs that they got. And beyond that, the net being off on that side had zero effect on the play. Despite all that, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Because even if this goal had counted, the Avs still lose this game. The Avs do capitalize on a late power play to make the score look a little bit respectable, and we'll cover the highlight, but meh. After working the far boards, the puck's going to come out to Barrie, who's going to quickly get it down to McKinnon, and look what happens when you let your forwards roam free here. McKinnon just absolutely works Ottawa and then snipes a corner here. Let that kid do it. When the Avs seem to fall way behind, their systems seem to open up a little bit and give their players more freedom. And wouldn't you know it, when that happens, they play better. You have some immense skill in this lineup. Let them use it and make some of their own decisions. Avs would also hit a post in this third period to bring that number up to 38, just for record keeping. It being Duchene's birthday would be him to get the empty netter to make the 5-2 final in the end. And here the Avs sit. After a good win against Toronto, you were hoping they could turn it around. Instead, it's just more of the same that it has been for the past month now. Not only are you losing, you're doing it to some of the worst teams in the league, and you're doing it in the exact same fashion over and over and over again. It's close to unwatchable at times. Ottawa, who's right near the bottom of the standings, you have their first round pick in the coming draft, and you couldn't even get up for that one. At the same time, the rest of the Western Conference is giving you a total gift. They all keep losing as well. This has somehow kept you in third in the Central Division, which is just unbelievable. I mean, the amount of losing the Avs have done to hang on to that spot is ridiculous. So, despite how terrible they've been, they haven't paid the price yet. Make no mistake about it, though, they will pay the price very, very soon if everything doesn't get turned around. Avs sitting in third in the Central with 50 points. 11th place in the Western Conference has 49 points. So that's a 1-point difference between third in the Central and bottom 5 in the conference. They're right there now. The Avs could have been coasting to an easy playoff spot. And you know what? Maybe they were not quite as good as they showed at the early parts of the season, but they definitely should not be this bad either. They need to improve, and it needs to start immediately. I'm not exactly sure what to say beyond that. In other news, Tyson Jost and Ryan Graves have both been sent down to the Eagles. The Jost one is one that I think a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. Sounds like he won't be there that long, but it's a move to get him back some confidence, which he could definitely use. Graves, on the other hand, is a little bit disappointing. I understand they send him down because they are worried about him being eligible for waivers and getting claimed or something like that, but given the play of Barberio replacing him in the lineup, they should just play Graves. If you lose him on waivers, that's tough, but if you're not willing to keep him on your roster at this point, then he's not really doing you any good anyway. That is the end of this repetitive game video review. Thank you for watching. As always, a very special thank you to all of my contributors on PayPal and Patreon. I really do appreciate it from all of you guys. If you want to join the list of names you see here, consider donating at the links down in the description. I'm Rudo3, and please, Avs, just do something different.